How's it going? I'm Jared Gillis. Welcome to another All About RVs. Today, we're looking at 5 items of RVing gear that are next level. You have your standard RVing gear out there, but these definitely rise above that with more function. You might even say that a couple of these are even on the crazy side of the spectrum. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. So this first one is something that a lot of RVers have adopted for a lot of different uses around the RV, and it's the blower, usually a leaf blower. But we now have the next level up from that, which is a jet blower. So the leaf blower has been used around the RV to be able to clean off the slides, be able to dry off the RV after washing it. The problem with them is they can get a little bit cumbersome, big, and bulky. So if we have something that's smaller and moves more air, why not take a look at it? The one that I found was from Project Farms. I picked this one because it works with our DeWalt batteries and it worked out really well in his review. But with this one, I didn't need to get a whole new battery system. It works with the battery system that I already have. And this thing does move a ton of air. You can actually feel the kickback when you turn it on. The one negative thing that I'll say about it is it mows through the batteries. In order to have that much power to move that much air, it does go through these batteries really, really fast. And with it being smaller, there's no problem storing this around or in the RV so that you can use it wherever you need to. And it's extremely light. The other leaf blower that I had before, I was always messing with the extension. Right now I have it duct taped on, but oftentimes I would take it on and off. It was just kind of a pain. But something that I'll say about blowers in general is you have to use discernment, read the room. There's a time to use it, there's a time not to use it. There's a place to use it and a place not to use it. So you have to discern when it's okay to use this and make the noise that blowers are going to make, and then other times that you forego it and just use other methods. But definitely moves a massive amount of air compared to what we had before and extremely compact. So let's move on to the next one. So now for this next item, this is actually today's sponsor, which is the latest in dash camera technology from 70 miles. They stepped it up with their new unit by putting 3 cameras in it with dual 4K recording, and the quality is definitely a step up compared to what we had in our old original Garmin dash camera unit. And then we stepped up in quality when we went with our rear view monitor system for the RV, which we're still using and enjoying, but this steps it up from there for the dash camera side. If you don't have a dash camera for RVing, I highly recommend it because things can happen pretty quick on the road, and having that witness of a dash camera on there is just extremely helpful when there is an incident. My wife was just driving a couple of weeks ago, witnessed an accident. Even though the other people didn't have dash cameras, she was able to pull over, get that information over to the cop that helped in that situation. But what this one is doing is leveling it up to where it gives you full coverage. So you have a camera pointed out the front that's recording in 4K, a camera out the back recording in 4K, and then you have a camera filming the interior of your vehicle. So if something were to happen, you've got it covered. Or even if you got pulled over and you took your seatbelt off and they give you a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt, you would have evidence that you were wearing your seatbelt until you pulled over to pull out information or whatever. So its idea is to give you full coverage of everything around you and inside the vehicle. But now with dash cameras, the image quality is always the question, because if it's not the same or better than what we had before, it's really not even worth mentioning. So taking it out in the night and during the day, the image quality is better than what we had previously, meaning that we were able to see more. So the image sensor and the HDR qualities being able to have more of a dynamic range allowed us to see a little bit more. And comparing them side by side, you can see that the footage is even smoother than what we had on our previous unit. So now, for as far as the things that I look for in a dash camera, it has the main things. Number 1, it's simple. Number 2, it has good resolution with better colors. It's more vivid and a higher dynamic range, making it to where you can see more inside of the image. And the other technology built into it, like the surveillance when you're parked and the ability to add in 4G if you wanted to. So if you wanted to connect into this remotely, you could get the module in order to do that and pay the service, but you don't have to pay for a monthly service in order to use the dash camera. So it's an option there. So if you're looking for a dash camera and you want to get one that has full coverage, the front, the back, and the interior, check the link down in the description. They have a Black Friday sale going on right now with up to 50% off, and the T800, I think, is 25% off right now. But they have quite a bit of equipment, so links are going to be right down in the description and in that first comment to this and to everything that we're talking about in this video. Impressive dash camera. Let's move on to our next item. Okay, now this next one is ridiculous. Fun, but ridiculous. And it is this almost like lightsaber lighter torch. Completely unnecessary, but completely fun. I mean, if you get out your lightsaber torch to light a fire, you're just gonna ignite that conversation for the evening. Yes, you could use a match, a fire starter, a torch connected to a propane bottle, but that's not near as fun as using a lightsaber torch in order to start your fire. This one's completely impractical, but it's actually the one that kind of sparked the idea for this video of kind of leveling up. What's the next level up of RVing gear? And this one was just absurdly next level up from a typical lighter. So this one makes the list of being like a lightsaber lighter. Enough of this, let's move to something that's more practical and actually a little bit more useful. So now this next one is this clever little device. And what surprised me about this is the amount of function that you gain for the price point compared to the other competitors in this area. And this is a digital thermostat for the Chill Cube for an AC. So in a nutshell, what this is a budget-friendly thermostat with remote function. So you can control the AC, you can turn it on, you can change the temperature from anywhere that you have connection to internet, with additional sensors inside of here. So if you were thinking of updating your thermostat to something like the micro air thermostat to get some of those remote functions, that's gonna run you over $275 compared to this. I think there was a Black Friday sale on it right now for just under $100. So at that price point, it gives you a touchscreen. You can put this on the countertop, you can mount this to the wall, and it has additional sensors in there. So it's going to put it basically in a follow me mode. So wherever you put this is going to be like an actual thermostat on the wall and not pulling the temperatures from up inside the AC, which this can give you a more accurate sense of what it is for where you're at in the RV. And it also has a sensor in there to tell you what the humidity is inside the RV. So if you wanted to track that or even put this AC into dry mode, you have that function. And you have the ability to set mode. You can have it for when you're home, for when you're away, for whatever you want to set it for. You can have it programmed where you just hit one button on this or in the app on the phone, and you can have it all set to what you want it to. But a lot of people have been wanting functions for the AC on their phones so they can adjust the temperature when they're away from the RV when needed. So just like setting one of these up on a mini split for the Chill Cube, you have to put it where the face of this is going to be oriented towards the AC. So we have a perfect spot on this back wall in order to just connect it for a USB for power. And then it does a great job of monitoring the room and being an accurate thermostat. Handy little device for a good price. So let's move on to our next item. Okay, now this one's kind of interesting because this represents the new type of ACs we're seeing for RVs with the inverter compressor, but this is unique in its own way. This is not meant for the rooftop of your RV. This is the Turbo Underbench RV AC. This is designed to be installed on the lower portion of your RV, a complete level down from what we're used to. So this could be a hidden AC on your RV that doesn't go up on the roof and affect solar or a penetration or have to replace a vent fan. This is something that can be on the lower portion of your RV and still give you AC, and it is also a heat pump. So you're gonna get cooling and heating out of this unit. So little side note on this, I have struggled on where to kind of cover this topic because I think it's interesting, but at the same time, I haven't found anywhere on our RV that this will be a good fit for. Number one, it has that inverter compressor, so we're gonna see more efficiency out of a unit like this. And number two, it's not gonna require a soft start device in order to start this up. There is no startup surge for amperage, so that's great. So I like the direction that this is going. The other thing that I like about it is a different form factor because not everybody's situation is gonna be identical out there. So I think this is going to be great for like a teardrop camper or a smaller RV because it's only a 10,000 BTU AC. Or if you're looking for a situation where you can sacrifice like an underbench area or a storage area and you want to just heat and cool one individual room in a larger RV, specifically something like a bedroom. But the design constraints that I've run into is finding the situation that this is going to work ideal in. We need to find a place where we can have the air intake here, the conditioned air coming out, and then on the bottom, we have the outside air loop where we're gonna have input and output for air there as well, but needs to be outside air. And then we have a drainage point on the bottom to get rid of the condensation. So with those design constraints, I need to be able to put it on the floor and install it, which is why it would be an underbench scenario, but we just don't have an area like that to sacrifice in order to install and try this. And cut a few holes in the floor for it, or elevate it and duct and plumb it. But that's the amazing thing about the RVing community is not everybody's situation is identical and everybody's needs are different. So seeing a unit like this with the newer technology packed into it with a different design constraint that might work really well for different types of RVs and setups could be exactly what somebody is looking for in order to have AC in their RV where they typically couldn't get one on the roof of the RV. So it doesn't work for us, but I'm going to continue looking for a place where we can kind of show what this can do and where it's a good fit for so people can get a good idea of what the options are that are out there. But I like the new direction that we have going with the RV ACs is a lot of these are switching over to the new inverter compressors, and I imagine it's going to phase all the old ones out eventually. But what's something that you have seen that takes RVing gear to the next level? What is something that you are excited about? Leave that down in the comments. I'd love to be able to check that out. Just like Brad sent me a recommendation of a auto shut off water leak detector. That's definitely a next level piece of RV gear. So anyways, I think that's going to do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope that it helped you out in some way. So as always, if we don't see you on the road, hopefully we will see you next video. Take care.